Are you struggling to step into the person that you're truly meant to be? Are you struggling to take on your calling and start flourishing and start thriving? Well, if so, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my thoughts. As promised, I said I'm going to start doing a lot more solo episodes, and I'm going to. And the way I'm going to do these solo episodes is I'm just going to have a conversation with myself. So this is not me imposing my judgments or thoughts on anyone. And this is just how I talk to myself. And I'm just gonna get certain different topics that, I feel people our age are struggling with, people that are getting into entrepreneurship are struggling with, and or even anyone in general, honestly. I'm just gonna be sharing my thoughts. And as I said, don't take any offense to this episode. This is how I talk to myself. This is gonna be a conversation with me internally, and you get to see kind of my thoughts on things in hopes that it helps you kind of perceive the world a little bit and helps you navigate your way around the world, and hopefully inspires or motivates you. So one of the things that so many people struggle with is they hold their parents higher than they need to be. And there's a part in the hero's journey that I love. It's called Atonement of the Father. And essentially what it is you can't become the hero, you can't become the heroine, you can't become successful, you can't start really thriving until your father dies, metaphorically. And it's something that what it's trying to portray is that your father is the person you hold in highest regard in your life, the person who has the most control over you and your thoughts and what you do. Until that person dies off, you won't be able to become the person you're truly meant to be, because you're going to be trying to live up to their expectations, to their ideas, to their dreams, to their vision for you, instead of living out your own vision. And so many people get caught up, and it doesn't even have to be your actual biological father. The father is just pretty much a placeholder for the person you hold in highest regard. And that could be your mom, that could be your grandparents, that could be your teacher. We hold these people so high. So many people I know personally, like they're in school and it's like, why? It's my parents. So many people are getting a job they hate, and it's like, why? My parents. And they always are doing things for other people. See, one of the things I talk about on podcasts that I hop on when I'm the guest is how your why may be the reason why you feel lost in life. And it's because majority of the time, it's always someone other than ourselves. So like for me in my head, I was able to drop out of college. I was able to get into entrepreneurship. I was able to get this stuff going. And it's always because like I could care less about what anybody thinks. And can't no one tell me nothing. Like when I decided to drop out of college, it was done deal, final. Like I don't care what my grandparents says. I don't care what no one else says. And I went to college in a way where I knew that I was going to have to figure it out for myself. So I made sure that no one had to worry about me getting to college, so that if I decided to leave, can't no one tell me nothing, because no one played a role in me getting there. And so I made sure to do what I had to do so I can get to the next level. And then once I was there, a new opportunity presented itself, and it was like, all right, time to pull the plug, next opportunity. And that's when I decided to drop out and get into college, get into real estate, start my real estate classes. I never looked back. Like I still remember talking to my advisor close to it was like May of 2021, that spring. And she could just tell I had my head on my shoulders and I was locked in. And for me, it's like I never really cared what people think. Part of it was because like growing up, I was very isolated. Like I still remember in middle school, it's like being at home, I never ever really felt like anyone was on my side. Part of it, yeah, maybe it's because I'm just the older sibling. Part of it was because, I don't know. I think it's because I'm just the older brother. But as I said, as a kid, it's like, man, I never liked favoritism. And as a kid, it's like I thought in my head that I was the golden child. So like for my younger sibling to be getting all the, the love and all the attention, it just seemed extremely unfair to me. So it's like as a kid, I felt very isolated, very alone. And I knew how to pretty much I learned very early on how to carry myself and make sure that I'm good. And no matter what, like I know I always have my back. I know that I can always be there for myself. I know that I will always count on me. I know that no matter what's going on in this world, I have me, like I'm good. So it's like my brain has been wired that way since very young, because I always felt isolated. I always felt to myself. And as you get in this entrepreneurship journey, everyone's gonna have their thoughts for you. Everyone's gonna have an idea as to like what you should do with your life. Man, people to this day tell me that, hey, John, you can always go back to college. It's like, bro, F you and college. I could care less about what you think for me in my life. Like, I strongly believe if you don't have the time or the energy, or you don't put in the effort to at least take me out to lunch or something to hear my story, then you have no say in how I run my life unless you've already been to where I want to be. Right. So many people, they're not doing nothing that you're trying to do. They're not doing nothing. They don't got nothing going for themselves. They got a regular job, a regular house, regular family. Ain't there's nothing that I'm trying to do that's regular. Nothing. It's like you leading a regular life have the audacity, have the nerve to talk to me, who's trying to make a massive impact in this world. It's like, are you like the audacity is crazy to me. And a lot of people, as I said, they'll have this vision for you and impose they project their insecurities, their fears, and have it as a cover up as, oh, I care for you. I just want you to be safe. I just want you to, succeed. It's like, nah, you just want me to don't you just want me to stray away from the path that I feel called to head down. And now sometimes it may be because we're heading down the wrong path. Like this is a very fine line. You may be heading down the wrong path, and that's why people are trying to tell you that, hey, you got to chill out. But as I said, with someone like me that's trying to get into entrepreneurship or trying to, start this podcast or grow this podcast to the moon, it's like, what value would going to school have for me? Now you ask these people like, why? Oh, you just to have it, just like there's no one that makes a compelling argument for to go back. It's like these people, you have to let other people's dreams and visions for you to die off in order for you to strive, in order for yours to live. So it's like, let everyone's opinions of you die off. Like, don't care about none of that stuff. And it's a lot easier said than done. But once you get to that point where it's like, you could care less, it's like, life becomes so much easier, so much better, so much simpler because you don't have all these different thoughts and people you have to live up to. And so you're doing everything for you and for the calling that you're meant to carry out. That is it. And that is how I'm able to just go out and do all the things that I'm doing and just be so I wouldn't say fear, courageous and with everything that I do, host events, continue to go to podcasts, go to networking events, do my own events, do my own stuff, release a course. Like all this stuff, it's like, man, I'm in the zone right now. I'm locked in. And so I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Everyone is going to have their idea as to what you should do with your life. God has already blessed those people with a life. Most of these people that are giving you suggestions, ideas, ain't never did nothing with their life. Don't listen to these people that are trying to tell you otherwise. Don't listen to these people. If you're trying to go for your dreams and people are telling you otherwise, don't let none of that phase you. Don't let none of that affect you. You just have to stay focused, know where you're going, trust the process, have faith, continuously work diligently, work hard, work smart towards your goal, continue to move forward, take steps every day. You don't have to take 100 steps in one day. You can just take a step a day and it'll all play out and compound eventually. And as I said, no matter what people had planned for you, for example, I'm a first gen college student. I was supposed to be the first one in the family to graduate. I always had the best grades in the family. Everyone knew I was the smartest kid in my family. And it's like when they found out I dropped out, everyone was like, oh my goodness, John, why? It's like you can't see what I'm cooking up because God ain't blessed you with the vision I got going on right now. You ain't get the vision I got. That's why you can't see where I'm going. But I can see where I'm going. So chill. I got this.